All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a little 49er video as we tell you why the Brock Purdy contract is a win-win deal for the Niners and Brock Purdy. We'll tell you about it coming up next. But first, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket. Get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. And this video is sponsored by LearnKey Upskill Academy, an online learning platform designed to get you job ready in 6 months or less. Whether you're interested in IT, cybersecurity, marketing, could be any real high-demand field, they offer over 30 certification programs to help you take that next step in your professional career. 37 years they've been in business. They've helped over 200,000 students. They place about 100 students a month in well-paying jobs. So check it out. The link's in the description below for all of our sponsors. And thanks to LearnKey Upskill Academy for sponsoring the Krug Show. All right, let's talk a little bit about Brock Purdy. The deal is done. Purdy is a Niner long-term, and the deal's a win-win. You know, if you look at this deal, it is such a win for both sides. All right, let's talk a little bit about it. It's a 4-year, $265 million contract. It doesn't begin until 2026. So it's a 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. It goes through 2030. And it's $53 million average annual value, which is very reasonable. Places him in the top 10, but not in the top part of the league. I mean, Prescott's at the top at 60. He's sitting there at $53 million. I think that's right where he belongs. $181 million in total guarantees. I mean, the real only argument against the price and the price the Niners paid. I mean, you could argue the Niners shouldn't have extended him. And some people are arguing that. But the only real argument against this deal is if you just disagree that Brock Purdy is a franchise quarterback in any way, shape, or form, and that no dollar figure north of $50 million would be justifiable in that situation. That's really it. I mean, if you don't think he's a starting quarterback, you think he's terrible, then yeah, paying him $53 million you're not going to view that as a deal. But let's look at what he's done in a short amount of time with the Niners. In 3 seasons with the Niners, he's thrown for 9,518 passing yards, 64 passing touchdowns. In a short amount of time, he's gone to 2 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl, 4 playoff wins, won an NFC championship, has been to the Pro Bowl, is 5-1 against your arch rival Seattle Seahawks. And this guy has become the Niners leader through diligence and performance. This guy's a hardworking guy, and he delivers. And he's become the 49ers offensive leader. If you look at the efficiency metrics, if that's your deal, if you don't like the stats I threw out, if you go by efficiency metrics, they clearly show that he's a top-tier quarterback. As far as EPA per play, top-tier quarterback. Completion percentage over expectation, he's a top-tier quarterback. And then you just look at some of his other numbers and you say, wow, look at this guy's accomplished in a short amount of time. In his career as an NFL starting quarterback, he's averaging 9.0 passing yards per attempt. Where does that rank in the NFL? First. So he's averaging 6.1 passing touchdown percentage. Where does that rank? Second in the entire league. Where's he in passer rating? 106.2. Where does that rank? First in the entire league. Brock Purdy, first. And he's got 4 playoff wins, as I mentioned before. That's tied for the third most in the NFL. And he's, 25? And a lot of these are regular season stats, but then you say, well, how did the guy do in the playoffs? In his very first playoff game, he threw for 332 yards and 4 touchdowns and beat the Seahawks for the 3rd time in the season. How about that? That was his first playoff game. I think the question is, why aren't more people celebrating this incredible underdog story and this incredibly rare accomplishment? Nobody has ever gone from Mr. Irrelevant to where this guy is. This guy's now has more money in contracts than all of the Mr. Irrelevants combined in NFL history. And what he's done is already so rare it should be celebrated. But is it? No, it's not being celebrated. It's not being celebrated. And I said, this is truly a win-win-win situation. I mean, it's a win for the Niners. It's a win for the fans. It's a win for Purdy. It's a win for the fans because the 49ers are going to be a better team with Brock Purdy, and he is easily the best quarterback they have and gives them the best chance that they possibly have to win. So there you go. The fans win. The Niners win. Why? Because if you look at this deal, it doesn't even start for another year. So the Niners for the next 6 seasons have Brock Purdy under contract for $45 million per year on average. That's a very good deal in May of 2025 for an NFL starting quarterback. For an NFL franchise quarterback to be under contract for 6 years at $45 million, that's very, very good. And then the Niners also win because Purdy is projected to account for less than 18% of the Niners' cap over the first 3 years of the deal. When most quarterbacks' deals strangle a team against the cap, Purdy's deal counts 18% against the cap for the first 3 years. So it's very doable. It enables John Lynch to build a roster around him. And that's the design. That's not by accident. That's by design. And as far as Purdy's a big, big winner here because this guy now locks himself in as the Niners franchise quarterback for the next over half decade. And he's getting nearly $200 million in total guarantees. And that's a win for Brock Purdy and his family. Huge, huge win for Brock Purdy and his family. So the Niners win. The fans win. Purdy wins. Let's talk about more of the specifics on the contract. It's a front-loaded deal. $165.05 million guaranteed over the first 3 years. So even though it's front-loaded, and Purdy's taken care of up front, the team still has flexibility up front because of the way it was structured. That right there is win-win. As we mentioned a couple times, $181 million in total guarantees, $165 guaranteed in the first 3 years. The salary cap, by the way, is projected to go up about 5.5% over the next 2 years, so this already favorable deal is going to look nothing but more favorable over time. As far as where's the deal rank in average annual value percentage of the cap at signing, it's 14%. 14%. That's very favorable. Let's just review the Brock Purdy career and what exactly he's done on the field. Because I think discussing all the numbers, I think people sometimes forget. We get further and further away from the accomplishment. People forget what the guy did and what the guy has done already. Yeah, a lot of this is about what he's going to do, but a lot of it's about what he's already done. 2022, he's a rookie. Last pick in the draft. Makes the team, beats out Nate Sudfeld, but Jimmy Garoppolo starts until week 13 when he gets hurt against Miami. Brock has to come in. He wins that game despite coming in behind and then led the Niners to a 7-0 record, beat Tom Brady in his first start, 35-7, and led the Niners to a 7-0 record, won a playoff game, and lost the NFC title game in Philadelphia when he was knocked out after 4 pass attempts, 6 plays. That was 2022. 2023, Brock Purdy comes back. He's the most efficient quarterback in the NFL in EPA per play and yards per attempt, and he leads the 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance. Amazing. Really an amazing year. And then last year was just an absolute tire fire. all the issues, the scheduling, the tragedies, the injuries, you name it. Niners, the bottom fell out. Niners went 6-11. They had the second most injured offense in the NFL. Ayuk, Debo, and CMC produced 40 fewer touchdowns. Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, and CMC played only 57 total snaps all season together. CMC played 4 games all year. Ayuk played 7. Debo played 7. Trent Williams played 10 games, missed the end of the year. And the Niner O-line regressed. The Niner O-line ranked 14th in pass block win rate, 24th in run block win rate, and yet Brock Purdy still produced. He finished 3rd in yards per attempt, 7th in success rate, 8th in adjusted EPA per play. Even without his weapons, he produced like a top 8 NFL quarterback. And yet his contract pays him like the 14th best quarterback in average annual value percentage at signing. 14th best. And yet he played like a top 8 guy in his down year. So overall, I would say this is a great deal. It's a great deal for the Niners. They get their quarterback signed. He's the best quarterback they have. They get him signed for a reasonable amount of money that enables them to build a championship core around him. What the Niners just did is what the Eagles did last year with Jalen Hurts. You know, they're paying him $53 million, but they still built a Super Bowl championship roster around him. The Niners are going to pay Brock Purdy $53 million, but they're also going to be able to surround him with enough talent to compete for a Super Bowl. Will he win one this year? Who knows? Probably not. There's a lot of rookies. It's a young team. It's probably a transition year. But I think that this contract and the way it's structured enables the 49ers to assemble an awful lot of talent around Brock Purdy. And that's a win for the Niners. That's a win for the fans. Purdy gets $200 million guaranteed roughly over the life of this deal. It's a huge win for Brock. Win, win, win. And now the key is, how do the 49ers support Brock Purdy? Because, yeah, the deal's a win-win-win. It's a win for the fans. It's a win for the Niners. It's a win for Brock and his family. But what ultimately is going to determine success? Success or failure will be determined on how the 49ers support Brock Purdy. Do they build him a fortress on that offensive line? Do they build a wall around this guy? Do they get him a couple of really dangerous weapons? Do they upgrade their defense significantly and let Brock Purdy show up on Super Bowl Sunday with the same cast of characters, the same talent around him that Jalen Hurts had last year with Philadelphia? If they do, the results will be the same. Hurts delivered a bowl for the Eagles. Purdy will deliver a bowl for the Niners, but you got to support him. If the Niners, they took the right quarterback. Now they've paid him. Now if they can properly support him, he's going to bring home a Lombardi trophy. Mark it down. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krueger Show. Thanks to LearnKey Upskill Academy for sponsoring this video. And thanks to all of you guys. Hit like and subscribe on your way out the door. But thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krueger Show on YouTube.